The fuck? The fuck? Welcome back to another Mad Joker story. In today's story, we're going to be talking about something. Oh, if I just get. Okay. So in today's story, we're going to be talking about a boy in grade 6, I believe. His name is Luke. Good on you, Luke. You're in a fucking video. You should be happy. I would be. Yep. Cheerio. Anyway, Luke was one of those kids that just didn't fit in. He was a bit retarded, no offense to all the retarded people out there, but he was definitely retarded. I don't know, he had something wrong with him, like ADD, or bipolar, or just, there was something wrong with Luke. And Luke was a ranger, orange head, red head. No, he wasn't a red head, he was an orange head. I'm sorry to all those rangers out there that might be watching my videos. I'm sorry, I just say it. So Luke was a ranger, and he just didn't really have any friends. I think he had one friend, and all the people in the school would sort of pick on him. And it was probably because he was like a bit slow, and he always used to get really angry at certain things. If you like took one of Luke's Beyblades, like I'm not saying Beyblades aren't cool, I have heaps of Beyblades, I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I have Pokemon cards, I have everything to do with nerdy shit. But I'm not a kid that goes to school and chucks a fucking fit over someone taking my Beyblade. I'd probably just fucking get in a fight with them, I don't know. But anyway, Luke was one of those kids that would literally sit in class and just spin the Beyblades, or like play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or just do fucking nerdy shit. He wasn't normal. Anyway, so you know, I wasn't a bully at school. I definitely was not a fucking bully. But I probably did tease the cunt, and I'm probably sorry for that. One day, Luke had was sitting in this bench. Basically, we had toilets, then we had a bench, and before class, I'd usually get there around 20 minutes before class. I'd sit there or go play soccer in the oval, just do stuff before class started. Anyway, at this particular day, I was sitting on the bench, and you know, I was just minding my own business, wasn't doing anything wrong, just talking to people, and Luke was there. Luke had 2 iced teas in his hand. And literally, he wasn't allowed more than fucking half an iced tea every morning. And this cunt had 2, and they were empty, right? He's like walking around like a fucking spazzer, and we must have thought, oh, easy target, let's pick on him. Anyway, and we were like, hey Luke, what the fuck, you're a spazzer or some shit? I don't know, someone said something. I'm not gonna say the exact thing, because I don't know the exact thing that happened. Anyway, Luke decided to come up to me. I don't understand why he came up to me. Got his hands and went straight to my nipples and pulled them, right? Literally pulled my nipples. I was like, I was in fucking shock. I was like, what is this fucking retard doing? And like, you imagine, he's quite tall. He was taller than me. This retard kid comes over, he's like, I'm like, he's trying to his hands come out, and I'm like, don't do it, please, stop. He grabs my nips, I'm like, what the fuck? And just twist. At that moment, I just flipped. I was like, fuck this retard. I don't care if he's a retard, I don't care if he's special, fuck this. Basically, I grabbed him by the head. I kneed him in the face. He was in shock because he just got kneed. He's like, what the fuck am I? I'm just like, kneed him in the face, right? Grabbed his hair, and there was a pole right next to the toilets, and just went bang straight into the pole. Literally just freeze. And just knocked straight into this pole. And everyone was like, what the fuck, Vinny? I'm like, he touched my nipples! He touched my nipples! And everyone was like, what the fuck? He's a retard! He's slow! You can't bash up a slow kid! I'm like, I don't give a fuck, you know, I don't give a fuck. The teacher comes along, and she's like, what happened, Luke? What happened? I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble. It wasn't the first time I got in trouble at that school. Like, literally every school I get in trouble, so it wasn't really gonna matter. Anyway, the teacher comes over and he's on the ground. He's like fucking nearly passed out. I'm like, oh my god, did I kill the cunt? I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I do? Anyway, he's like this. Oh, and I'm like, orgasm. And these kids are like, what the fuck did you kick him in the head, Vinny? I'm like, he fucking pinched my nipples. What was I meant to do? Hey, you want to pinch my nipples? Yeah, sure. Oh, I feel so good. Oh, thank you, come again. Fuck that shit. No, fuck that. He's on the ground, and the vice principal came down because he was usually in the yard in the morning, and he's like, Luke, what's going on? And Luke's like, I got bashed. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And I'm like looking at him like, you better not fucking tell me, cunt. You're fucking dead. You're dead. Anyway, he decides to dob on me, so I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Go up to the principal's office, and the head principal's there and the vice principal's there, right? And I'm like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, okay. So what happened today, Vinny? Well, Luke was in the yard. Oh, okay. And he had 2 iced teas in his hand. 2! They're like 2. I'm like, yeah, 2. Oh, that's not good. No, it's not. No, it's not good. No. I'm thinking, yes, this is going good. And they're like, oh, he's not usually allowed to. He's only allowed half in the morning. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he's doing a bit of flipper, doing a bit of loco, eh? And they're like, yep, keep going. Anyway, he come up to me and he pinched my nipples. They're like, the fuck? Did you say pinch your nipples? Yeah, he pinched my nipples. Okay. So after he pinched my nipples, I got a bit enraged and I made up a story. I didn't say I actually threw him into a pole, because I'm not going to be like, hey, I punched him. No, fuck that, you lie. So I was like, yeah, I pushed him and he just ran into a pole. And he's like, oh yeah, I see. And I'm like, oh my god, this is working. Yes! And they're like, so you pinched your nipples. They're like, that's fucking bad. Nah, that's wrong. Luke's in the bad here. Luke is the bad one. Even the principal was like, I don't give a fuck if he's a retard. He's fucking in the bad. You imagine if you were at a pub, right? And you're a bit too drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, I know. And this guy comes up to you and pinches your nipples. You think you're gonna take that shit? And I'm like, oh my god, the principal's on my side. Fuck that shit. I wanna knock the fucker out. I'm like, oh, thank you, you're the best motherfucker! So after the principal had said that, I was like, oh my god, fucking saved. Not gonna get no trouble, not gonna get detention, not gonna get suspended, and the retard was in the wrong. I was like, fucking yes! From that day on, Luke gets watched every morning. So he doesn't have 2 bottles of fucking caffeine, he has half a bottle, and they literally have a fucking bodyguard with him to make sure he doesn't drink enough caffeine. I remember going to school, he'd be like, oh, there's Luke's bodyguard. It's just this, like, teacher, she was a lady. He'd be like, Luke, no more caffeine. You know what happened last time? Be like, hey Luke, how's it going? And he'd just look at me like, that's that boy that bashed me! Luke, don't you remember? You ran into a fucking pole. So yeah, that was that story. Not a very long one, but I found it really funny at the time because I just bullshitted my way out of it. Just basically lied and pretended that he ran into a pole. And then actually having the principal and vice principal on my side, that was even better because I knew I wasn't going to get any trouble. I was basically set free to do whatever the fuck I wanted. And that kid technically got in trouble because he had like a bodyguard person fucking next to him all the time. Maybe you guys had an incident like this. Try and, if you did, just comment down below. Like, I like to hear everyone's story. I like to see that my subscribers got some cool stories too. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next storytime video or fucked up type of video. And hopefully you guys are living a great life, happy lives, good lives, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.